Hello, Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, and welcome to January. On January 11th, the nodes of fate will shift from your ninth Aries house and the third Libra house to the Pisces Virgo axis until July 26, 2026. The focus will now be on your Pisces North Node 8th house, which covers others' resources, shared resources, sex, death, transformation, deep transformative intimacy, merging with another. It's when you have moved from that 7th house of marriage and serious relationships to the house of ultimate intimacy. The 8th house also covers like secrets, the occult, tarot, magic, astrology, research, investigation, detective work, mysteries, wounding, but also deep healing can happen in this house as well. This is all Scorpio's domain. It also rules money that you don't earn but gain from others, like investments, loans, tax payouts, etc. The Virgo South Node in the second house is where you will release energy, like around matters like being concerned with, diet, banking, land and property, doing things on your own, things that you value that are tangible, outdated values, family issues. You can sometimes feel like money is dissipating here as the South Node kind of excretes wherever it goes, so to speak. As the South Node is known as Ketu, the end of the dragon or the backside. Rahu is the head of the dragon with an insatiable hunger wherever it goes. Both nodes represent fate. Ketu is like the South Node that represents past lives, and Rahu represents the North Node. It's very future-oriented and ties in with destiny. Rahu is where we are heading, and it's unfamiliar with the energy in whichever house it's going into, and Ketu is where we have already been. Ketu releases, it doesn't block. Blocking is actually Saturn's job. If you're working and get a promotion, it could look like a lateral move without significant pay rise with Ketu in the second house. You'll want to look up to the 8th house to increase money over the next 1.5 years. And really this energy will be with us until that last eclipse occurs in Virgo on February 20th, 2027. So you could find increase in resources via a partner, a loan, tax rebates, inheritance. And don't worry, remember, somebody doesn't have to pass away to receive an inheritance. A lot of times nowadays people will kind of bequeath like a living inheritance. Money can also come in through investments, maybe investments that you had forgotten about, like a Bitcoin investment you did, 5-10 years ago. You can also make money through detective work, through mysteries. Maybe you wrote a mystery or detective novel while we have Jupiter in Gemini. Jupiter will remain here in Gemini until June and is the sign of the communicator and writer. An online or ebook, since Gemini represents the 11th house for you, and the 11th house is the world of the internet. Let's see what else. Maybe foreign shore investments like land or property could be areas of gain and something you would purchase by pooling resources with a partner or a small group of investors. And I say this because Jupiter rules your 8th house and will be going into Cancer in June. It's a sign of exaltation. It loves being in Cancer. And that's your 12th house of distant lands and foreign shores, but also covers foreign income. And Jupiter will not only trine and sextile the nodes from the 12th, but Jupiter will also trine Saturn in Pisces late 2025 in your 8th house. So could possibly give you some kind of financial breakthrough here, and this will be a relief. After having Saturn, sat there for so long, you could have felt like there were blockages in increasing your shared resources. It could also be like a creative project, like a fantasy children's book, or even like a cookbook with international recipes, because Jupiter also rules Sagittarius in your 5th house of creativity. And again, Jupiter will be going into Cancer and your foreign shore house. So maybe some kind of teachings also from the 5th. Sagittarius is the teacher, and you could be working on that and develop some kind of teachings or a manual that you can make an income from, or a spiritual practice for sure, like astrology, but maybe teaching an astrology course or teaching spiritual courses, tarot, etc. The energy for the shift of the nodes actually started to occur with the lunar Pisces eclipse in September, and I drew a tarot card for you for that eclipse and described it in detail, and I'll link the eclipse video down below in the description box, as well as all of these important dates that I'll go over and mention, so don't worry about trying to jot them down. For the past 1.5 years, the nodes were in your ninth house of Aries, of the higher mind, higher education, religion, Ivy League schools, gurus. It's a lucky house of good karma. Legal settlements fall here. Lawyers, doctors, publishing, broadcasting, just to name a few things. Also, in-laws and grandchildren fall in the ninth house. And Libra was your south node, is where the south node was sitting, your third house of day-to-day thoughts and mind and local neighborhood. The third house covers vehicles, sibling, childhood friends, social media, writing, marketing, self-made wealth, local travel. Don't worry if you feel that you haven't accomplished that ninth house dream yet in Aries, like getting a book published or taking a course you've always wanted to take, maybe to increase your value in the workforce, or to travel to foreign shores, maybe you've been wanting to go to the Galapagos or something. There will be one last solar eclipse in Aries, which trines you, Leo, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. This will happen on March 29th at 8 degrees and will affect you most, Sun, Moon, or Rising, from 4 to 14 degrees, and will carry that energy for about 6 months out until the October full moon in Aries. Also, Neptune will move into Aries on March 30th, the day after the eclipse. And then Saturn, the sovereign, will move in on May 24th. So keep that ninth house dream in mind and come up with a plan, because Neptune will form a conjunction. It will actually happen May 24th, but it will happen one last time next year on February 20th, 2026 at 0 degrees of Aries, which represents the Fool card in the tarot, meaning new beginnings, hope and faith, setting off on a journey, which is so fitting because this is the ninth house. It's the house of faraway lands and journeys, and this is a very lucky house for you. And this energy trines you. Neptune and Saturn will be in a better place for you. And this will, Neptune and Saturn will be there for the next several years, flowing to you in a trine. So this is very fortunate, I think, for you, Leo. There will be another Saturn conjunction this year, and this will be the Saturn conjuncting the North Node in Pisces, and that can be felt from the end of March. It will come exact April 18th through the 22nd, and will be felt until the end of May. Again, don't worry about the dates. I'll list them in the description box down below. This conjunction happening in the 8th can crystallize something that you've been putting work into and can show results around those dates. This could be like you've been learning about investing or foreign land opportunities, or you've been working on becoming an astrologer. Maybe you've been writing a mystery novel or working on removing blockages around intimacy. And if you've been putting in the work, because Saturn requires nothing less and never rewards unless the work has been put in. And if you haven't, this time period can give you a chance to start putting the work in and a plan together in that 8th house area. Don't forget that Rahu, the node of destiny, speeds things up. And even though it's with Saturn, I think there can be a breakthrough now where there's probably been some stagnancy in this 8th house of intimacy since Saturn moved in. And now the energy will start to be broken up with Rahu coming here. And then when Jupiter moves into Cancer in June, the sign of its exaltation, it will also be beaming over to your 8th house, kind of like expanding that area, releasing the blockages. Yeah, I really do think there can be a breakthrough here, or it will happen on a faster timeline than having Saturn sat there all by itself. Also, this conjunction can highlight, weak areas, but giving you the second chance, to attain those goals, while the North Node is here all the way until July 2026. Take care, Leo, and we'll see you in February.